The new expansion for Crusader Kings II is called Sons of Abraham. It focuses on the Abrahamic religions of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Christianity is going to receive the main attention, but we've also done stuff with Islam, and now you're going to actually be able to play as a Jewish character as well, one of the Khazars, for example. One of the main things we've done with the Christians is we've added the College of Cardinals. These are 9 special characters or priests that elect the Pope when the Holy Father has died. The cardinals are selected by the Pope from among the clergy of Europe, and this is done through a kind of a process where he likes certain factors about a priest or dislikes other factors. So virtuous characters and Italians and characters that the Pope likes for various reasons are likely to be selected as cardinals. And then when the Pope dies, the cardinals, the 9 cardinals, decide who will be the new Pope. Through this system, the player can indirectly make sure that one of the priests from his realm is elected Pope. And if you manage to get a Pope elected, he will owe you some favors. And you can call in these favors with the new papal powers that we've added to the game. You can request money from the papacy, you can request that the Pope calls a crusade against a certain target that you want to get rid of, or you can get one of your bishops nominated, or one of your courtiers nominated as a bishop in your realm, which could be a useful step to having one of your relatives become a pope, for example. Another thing we've done with the Christians is we've added 2 more Christian holy orders, the Knights of Calatrava and the Knights of Santiago. And we've also fleshed out the entire game around the holy orders, so that you can donate money to the holy orders for some piety. You can also request money or borrow money from the holy orders, or at least some of them. The Knights Templar are actually kind of a banking organization in the medieval times. However, if you borrow money from the Knights Templar, they might request some favors in return. For example, that you send them one of your sons to serve in their ranks, or they might want to build a castle within your realm, and it's kind of hard to refuse when you owe them money. Christians can also choose to go on a pilgrimage to one of the holy sites of Christianity. It's not just Jerusalem, it can also be Rome or Santiago and certain other places. And what happens during this pilgrimage is like a little adventure within the game. If you played with the old DLC or expansion Sword of Islam, it's going to be quite familiar to you because Muslims can go on the Hajj to Mecca, which is a very similar mechanic. This means that, you know, as a Christian character, you can have a little adventure or a little role-playing experience almost within the framework of the Christian faith. Now, as you know, you tend to have some children or relatives that can be quite annoying and you don't actually want them to succeed you to the throne. One way of getting rid of them or disinheriting them has always been to get them appointed to a bishopric, for example. But now we've added a new mechanic where you can retire them to a monastery and make them a monk or a nun, basically permanently getting rid of them. Of course, if they're kind of a martial character, a male member of the family, they can choose to go off to join one of the knightly holy orders as well, so they can actually have a meaningful life on their own in the Holy Land, perhaps becoming appointed, you know, the commander of a castle somewhere, something like that. We've also spent a lot of time with the heresies in the game. Now, the heresy mechanic in Crusader Kings II has always been kind of simplistic. You know, heretics rise up, they take a province here or there, and it spreads kind of strangely, and so on. So what we've done is we've improved these events where the heresies rise up, and what the heretics do. And actually, if a heresy becomes more powerful than the parent religion, the heresy can actually become the new orthodoxy. Some of the heresies have also received a head of their own religions, so there's a Fraticelli Pope, for example, and so on. Of course, this depends on if the heresy should have a head of a religion. Some of them were distinctly anti-clerical, and they haven't been changed, basically. However, the Cathars, for example, or Cathars, can now have female priests in accordance with the historical Cathars. So we tried to make the heresies, all of them, basically a little bit more distinct and more interesting.